Welcome. We live in a world obsessed with titles. We ask, "What do you do?" before we ask, "Who are you?" We define people by their occupations. Doctor, waiter, but what if a job was only the surface? What if, just beneath the uniform, the badge, the routine, there's something far more human? A quiet act of courage, a private heartbreak, a moment that changed everything. Because behind every job is a person, and behind every person is a story. This is a tribute to the everyday workers we pass by and never really see, to the ones who carry quiet strength, often without thanks. This is their moment. This is the story behind the job. Marcus Hale wakes up before sunrise. By 4:30 a.m., he's already dressed in reflective gear and heading out in a Green City sanitation truck in Atlanta. Most people look away when they see the garbage truck coming. Marcus notices. He always has. But that's never stopped him from doing the job with pride. 12 years, same route, same streets. Until one morning, everything changed. Behind a closed diner, Marcus heard a sound, soft, unfamiliar. At first, he thought it was a stray kitten. It was a newborn, abandoned, alone. Marcus didn't hesitate. He called the police. He stayed until help arrived. He rode with her to the hospital even though he didn't have to. Days passed. No family came forward. The child remained nameless, forgotten. So Marcus did the unimaginable. He adopted her. He named her Hope. And he says, "That baby didn't just get rescued. I did too. She gave my life a new purpose." Today, he's still collecting trash, still up before sunrise. But now he also packs school lunches, ties shoelaces, helps with homework. Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear orange vests and drive garbage trucks. Chapter 2, The Nurse Who Learned to Grieve. Clara Kim is a trauma nurse in a busy New York ER. She's the calm in the chaos, the voice people hear when they're scared, bleeding, gasping for hope. But no amount of training could have prepared her for the boy in room 7. He was 14, struck by a car while biking home. No helmet. Head trauma. His mother arrived moments later, eyes wild, begging someone to save her son. Clara had done this before. She'd learned to compartmentalize, to be clinical, focused, steady. But something about this boy, his hoodie, his shoes, the way his fingers curled, reminded her of her little brother. They tried everything, chest compressions, vents meds, and then silence. Clara delivered the news. The mother collapsed. Clara caught her, held her, let her scream. Afterward, Clara went to the supply closet, sat on the floor, and wept. That night, she almost didn't come back. "I didn't want to be the person who watched people die," she said. "I wanted to fix them." But over time, Clara learned something deeper. Being a nurse isn't just about saving lives. It's about honoring the ones we can't save. She still carries that boy's name in her notebook. She still sees his face. But now she says, "I don't run from the grief anymore. I walk with it." Amir Salim delivers groceries on the outskirts of Houston. To most people, he's just a name in an app. No small talk, no eye contact, just a doorbell ring and a wave. But one customer changed everything. She wore pink slippers, ordered bananas, yogurt, and crossword puzzle books. Amir looked forward to her deliveries. She reminded him of his grandmother. One rainy evening, he arrived and noticed the front door was ajar. No light, no answer. Something felt wrong. He stepped inside and found her on the floor, whispering for help. She had fallen hours ago and couldn't reach her phone. Amir called 911, stayed until the ambulance came. Then he called her daughter, fixed her porch light, and left her a hand-knit blanket from his wife. From then on, he became more than a delivery guy. He became her friend. He brought soup when she was sick. sat with her during stormy nights, fixed her TV remote. When she passed away, Amir was listed in her obituary, not as the delivery driver, but as family. He spoke at her funeral and ended with this: "She didn't just give me a tip. She gave me trust. And in this world, that's everything." The janitor who paints at night. Elena Ramirez is invisible to most. She pushes her mop down silent hallways after the executives have gone home. She knows which trash cans overflow, which light bulbs flicker, which elevator button sticks. But what no one knows is what happens when she gets home. In a small cluttered apartment, Elena paints. Canvas after canvas, stacked against the walls. She doesn't paint sunsets or flowers. She paints people, not their faces, their emotions. The receptionist who forced a smile after a phone call. The janitor sobbing in the stairwell. The executive staring blankly at his computer after hours. She paints what others miss. "I see people when they think no one's watching," she says. Elena has sold pieces online, under a pseudonym. Her work has even hung in small galleries, but no one in her building knows. And that's okay, because to her, art isn't about fame, it's about witnessing. "People throw away pieces of themselves every day," she says. "I just try to save a few." The teacher who gave someone a reason to stay. Mr. Patel teaches high school English in a rural town in Ohio. He never planned to stay long. He thought it would be a pit stop, a resume builder. That was 15 years ago. He's coached track, directed plays, driven kids home after missed buses. He's bought snacks for kids who hadn't eaten and helped undocumented teens apply for college. But the story he never forgot came in the form of a crumpled letter, left anonymously on his desk. It said, "I was going to end my life this weekend. But then, in your class, you said, 'The world needs your voice.' And I believed you. Thank you for saving me without knowing it." He keeps that letter in his wallet to this day, not because it flatters him, but because it reminds him that words matter, that showing up every day, tired, overwhelmed, unpaid, can still change the world. Closing, we live in a society that teaches us to look at people by what they do. We judge by uniforms, paychecks, degrees. But what we miss, over and over, is the story behind the job. And everyone you meet has one worth hearing.